The entertainment world was already buzzing when the photos hit the internet. Sam Heughan, his arm draped casually yet unmistakably around Brynn Whitfield's waist, his smile softer than fans were used to seeing on red carpets. The images, taken in the golden haze of a late-night stroll through Edinburgh's Old Town, didn't need captions. They spoke for themselves. Within hours, the headlines sharpened. Has Sam found love off-screen? Brynn Whitfield, the woman who stole the Outlander star's heart. For fans who had long romanticized the on-screen chemistry between Sam and Caitríona Balfe, it was a jolt. For Caitríona herself, it was something far more personal, and far harder to contain. At first, Caitríona tried to ignore it. She gave polite, clipped answers in interviews, waved off questions about her co-star's personal life, and pretended the knot in her stomach was just fatigue. But the facade began to fray. A paparazzi video caught her leaving a London hotel, her phone pressed to her ear, her voice sharp. "Don't tell me you didn't see those photos," she snapped before the car door slammed shut. Days later, at a charity gala, she brushed past a reporter's question about Sam so abruptly that the clip went viral. Hashtags mocking her, frostbite glare. Behind the scenes, crew members whispered that she'd been more distracted on set, missing cues, retreating to her dressing room between takes. The truth was, Sam and Caitríona's friendship had been one of the industry's most enduring. A bond forged over years of shared scripts, endless location shoots, and the kind of trust that comes from knowing someone in their most unguarded moments. Fans adored them as a duo, whether on screen or off. But like any long partnership, tensions had built quietly over time. Small disagreements about projects, conflicting schedules, and unspoken expectations had carved hairline fractures into the friendship. And then Brynn Whitfield appeared. Brynn had entered Sam's world through a mutual friend, quickly becoming a regular presence at gatherings and industry events. Where Caitríona had always been a steady, equal match for Sam's energy, Brynn brought something different, an ease, a warmth, a way of listening that seemed to pull him out of his own guardedness. When Sam was recovering from a grueling filming schedule earlier that year, it was Brynn who kept him company during his quieter days, who brought him home-cooked meals and coaxed him into laughing again. To outsiders, it looked like friendship. To those watching closely, it was something more. The turning point came at a press event for a major streaming platform. Sam was scheduled to appear with Caitríona, but Brynn had been invited as a surprise guest for a charity segment. When Brynn arrived, dressed in a simple black dress that caught the light with every movement, Sam's eyes lit up in a way Caitríona hadn't seen in years. During a break, Brynn slipped backstage to greet him. They embraced, nothing overt, but intimate enough that anyone watching would feel the shift. Caitríona saw it from across the room. Her expression froze, the practiced smile gone in an instant. She crossed the floor, heels clicking like gunshots, and stopped just short of the pair. Her gaze landed on Brynn, cool and assessing. "Enjoying yourself?" she asked, the words smooth but edged. Brynn didn't flinch, just here to support a friend. For a long moment, no one moved. The air between them was taut, a silent warning that whatever had been simmering was about to boil over. It happened late one evening on set. The crew had wrapped for the night, most of the lights already dimmed. Sam was reviewing notes with a producer when Caitríona appeared at the doorway, her arms crossed tightly. "Can we talk?" she said, her voice steady but her eyes sharp. Sam dismissed the producer and followed her into the quiet of the hallway. "I saw the way you looked at her," Caitríona began. "I've known you for years, Sam. Don't tell me Brynn is just a friend." Sam sighed, running a hand over his face. "I'm not going to lie to you. She's been there for me in ways I didn't expect." "In ways I didn't?" Caitríona shot back. The words echoed, sharper than either intended. "We've built something for years, trust, loyalty, a partnership people dream of having. And you're throwing it away for, what? A whirlwind?" His silence was answer enough. Caitríona's jaw tightened, her voice lowering into something almost vulnerable. "You don't know what you're doing. And you don't know what she wants." Meanwhile, Brynn was caught in a storm she hadn't asked for. The tabloids painted her alternately as a fairy tale heroine and a cunning interloper. Strangers dissected her social media posts, her wardrobe, even the way she smiled beside Sam. At a coffee shop, she overheard two fans arguing about her, one defending her, the other insisting she was just chasing fame. Brynn kept her head down, but the sting lingered. That night, Sam called her. "You're getting dragged through this because of me," he said quietly. "No," she replied, her voice steady. "I'm here because I choose to be." In the weeks that followed, moments between Sam and Brynn deepened into something neither could deny. They spoke openly about their fears, his about public backlash, hers about stepping into a spotlight she never wanted. One evening, in the quiet of Sam's flat, he told her the truth. "It's not just about feelings. You've been there when I needed someone the most, when my health was falling apart, when I didn't have the strength to say it out loud." Brynn listened, her heart heavy. She'd known about his struggles, but hearing him lay it bare made the choice ahead even more complicated. What neither of them knew was that Caitríona's loss of control wasn't only about jealousy. She had been fighting to secure a major production deal, one that hinged on her and Sam's public image as an unshakable team. The more the headlines pushed the Brynn narrative, the more the deal slipped away. And Caitríona wasn't ready to let go without a fight. Late one night, Brynn returned home to find an envelope slid under her door. Inside was a single sheet of paper with a typed message. "If you really care about him, walk away, before you ruin more than his career." There was no signature, but Brynn didn't need one. She knew exactly who had sent it. The next day, Sam arrived at her place, holding the same sheet of paper she'd received. "She gave this to me, too," he said. Brynn met his eyes. "So what do we do?" Sam took a deep breath. "We stop letting other people write our story." But as the words left his mouth, both of them knew. Stepping into the light together would ignite a fire they might never be able to put out. It happened on a crisp Thursday evening, during a live interview on a primetime talk show. Sam had been booked weeks in advance to promote his latest project. What he didn't know, until he walked on stage, was that Caitríona was seated in the chair beside his. The host wasted no time. "The world's been talking about you too," he said, leaning forward with a practiced smile. "But lately, the headlines have been different. Brynn Whitfield, for example. Sam, is she just a friend?" Before Sam could answer, Caitríona cut in. "Friends don't look at each other the way they do." Her tone was measured, but her eyes flashed with something raw. "And maybe some people forget the bonds that got them where they are." The audience shifted uncomfortably. Sam glanced toward the cameras, feeling the weight of millions watching. Out of the corner of his eye, he saw Caitríona's hand tighten around the armrest, as if she was holding on to something, or daring him to let go. In that moment, Sam realized she wasn't just speaking to him. She was speaking to Brynn, wherever she was watching. And the unspoken challenge hung heavy in the air. "Choose now, or the choice will be made for you."